Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good Tuesday morning to you. I broke a nail right before my live and I realized, I broke a couple of nails. So my nails don't look so great. Sorry about that, folks. Maybe I should take care of that while I'm waiting for people to hop on and say hello. Just what you wanted to tune into, right? Somebody taking care of their nails. Hey, that's life, folks. That's reality over here. Now I don't know what happened to it. Where's my nail clippers? Here they are. I'm going to take care of that. Good morning and hello. We are making a praying for you card today. Just waiting for people to say hello, and hello to everyone in YouTube land as well. Good morning. This is kind of new. I don't normally hop on YouTube, or haven't in the past, and I have hopped on here because I now have multi-streaming capabilities. So with that being said, I will be live every Tuesday and Thursday on both Facebook and YouTube as well. Good morning, Sharon. Thanks for joining us. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this because this card, grab yourself something, a snack, coffee, whatever, because this is probably going to be a good hour-long live. Maybe. It might not be quite as long, but I'm kind of thinking that it will be. All right. So here we go. This month we're featuring Catherine Pooler designs. And so I wanted to show support for the Ukrainian people. My husband's family has strong ties to the Ukraine, as his mother came from there. And good morning, Lindy. Thanks for joining me. So I would like to I'm going to do a sunflower card, and we're going to do it in the blue and the yellow. And just to kind of show that as a family, our hearts are tied to the country, and to show that we are praying for the people who are so desperately suffering over there. And so, and if you all are inspired, you can join the crafting community in doing this as well. So you can put a hashtag. I will post in the comments the comments about where to post all of your stuff and how to do that, like what hashtags to use. So, and I will be doing that. Okay, so this morning, and like I said, even though we're this month we're celebrating Catherine Pooler, I think our showstopper is actually going to come from Altenew because of the sunflowers, and we'll have a lot of Catherine Pooler products though in the process. So I felt like this would be a really beautiful place to start with our card, as far as the main showstopper element. Okay, but we're going to create our background first. And I have grabbed a ton of Catherine Pooler inks. And the first thing I want to tell you is I have cut out a frame. And I've used the Dare to Be Artsy rectangle framelits. So what I did was I took a piece of cardstock measuring 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I actually layered up these two dies on that piece of cardstock, and I just basically measured them to where they were evenly distributed around. I taped it down to the cardstock, ran it through. You get 2 pieces from that. And so one is going to be a frame and one is going to be the background. However, I have another piece of cardstock that I have cut that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And because when you cut this frame out, you still have some peeking out the edges. I wanted this to be my white, and I want this to be my blue background. So our sunflowers, of course, naturally are going to be, they're probably going to be an orangey yellow, with, of course, brown. But I just want that blue background on there. So we're going to do a blue background. And for my this piece, I'm going to just kind of do some brushing around the edges. And I thought I would do some really pretty light touches with Dress Blues from Catherine Pooler. So we're just going to start and go very nice and light. I always take my brush and kind of get that ink off first. And I think I have the wrong side. There we go. So we're just, this part is going to be light, not heavy. And I love the way the Catherine Pooler inks blend so beautifully. I'm not really aiming for severe perfection. I don't know if that even makes any sense. Any like major perfection around these edges. I just want a light inking. Our background is going to be really artsy. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for here, is just a really artsy, fun kind of, I have some really fun elements that you have probably in your craft room that you could use to create a beautiful backdrop. So, and I do want to mention that Suede Shoes is actually what we're going to use in our background. So, but I am doing a light touch. I just kind of wanted a little blue contrast. A light touch of Dress Blues. Let's see, I need a little more around these edges. So I really wanted to include you in on the process from A to Z and start to finish so that you could see exactly how this comes together. So thank you for being so patient and joining me here and working through this with me. So this is going to be fun. I think this is going to be fun. Okay, let's take a look at our frame. So we have, I think that'll work. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve. So our darker color is actually going to go on the background. So I'm happy with that. All right. I say darker color, and what I mean by that is that like the more saturated colors. Okay, so for that background, I pulled out some experimental things that, like I said, you probably already have in your craft room, and we're just going to see what we come up with. I'm going to tear this. I need more than that. I'm just going to tear it. Yeah, that's what I need right there. Okay. So this is just like that foamy stuff you get in packing when you get a package from wherever. So I'm just going to kind of roll that up and dab that in. And then I've got some bubble stuff here that I'm going to use as well. But first, I'm going to take my suede shoes, put on my blue suede shoes, and I'm just going to start. I don't want it to be in lines like that, so I'm going to kind of curl it up like this and really get it all inked up. Well, I guess we'll see what we come up with, right? I'm just going to start dabbing. And I just really want different effects from it. I want light and dark both. Okay. Now we're going to come in with some bubble wrap and create a little handle for myself here like this. All right, and we're just gonna ink up like so, and we're gonna get some different effects from that as well. And I like that. It's fun and artsy. Okay. So there we have it. A real, just a very different looking background. And so that's going to lay right inside of there. I'll pull that around here in a sec. I'm going to actually get a baby wipe really quick. I decided to start stashing baby wipes right here within my reach in case I forget to wet down my cleanup rags. Okay, so now we have that. So I'll show you. And you know, guys, you can just wipe that off. You could actually reuse it if you wanted to. No need to waste. No need to waste that. All right. I don't know where that went. All right. Yay. Okay, background. I kind of feel like background is complete. So, I don't know if you could necessarily say that, but it might be worth a try. You could try it. All right. Now, this is what we have for a background so far, which I like very much. Really pretty. We might go back and put some more blue in there. We'll see. All right. Let's get to our flowers. So I've got the Misty here. It just kind of sits right here in this little cart right next to me. That went in my coffee, folks. That went in my coffee. It's a new pulled out brush, so I'm not going to be so freaked out and weirdo about drinking that, but how fun is that, you know? This is good times. Crafting with Donna. If you're assured of an accident or something crazy happening, you want to be assured to watch somebody make a fool of themselves at least once during a live. Tune in, folks. We got it live right here for you. But thankfully, it didn't get on my card base or any of my project. Thankfully. Woo. All right. Well, back to task here. Oh, look, and there's coffee over here, too. What do you know? I might want to inspect that a little more closely. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. So I have pulled out some kind of orangey colors, yellows, whatnot, just to kind of see what we come up with here. And I have minis. I have all that. I'll set this over here safely. Maybe I should set this over here safely too. I have some cardstock. I'm just going to pull this out and start stamping some flowers and leaves. Just all right. So, get the corner here. What I love about these sets is that there are instructions and actually inspiration included inside these Altenew sets. And I love that about the company, that they do that. So this is the layering guide, and it's really easy to follow. And the stamps are numbered, which makes it even easier to follow. So this is A1. So we're going to start with A1. And the first stamp is your lightest, and then you keep getting darker. That's how I follow how this should be done. Okay, what I do like to do is I try to put this in my stamping platform, kind of similar to how they have it displayed on their instruction guide. That kind of helps me find my next stamp and where to place it. I feel it's a little bit easier to kind of line it up that way. So we're going to pick this up in our Misty. We're going to put our paper back in the corner so we know exactly where we were. And we're going to go with our lightest color. And honestly, folks, I'm going to go with Shea Butter. I just kind of felt like Shea Butter would be a really pretty base to start with. I have stamping charts here. I've stamped out all the Catherine Pooler colors that we have in the store so that my customers can see the colors and what the real stamping color saturation is. So this is Shea Butter, and I'll show you here. This is Shea Butter, so I'm going to go with Shea Butter as my base color. It's kind of a yellowy orange, but I kind of feel like that's really more sunflowery. I make up my own words all the time. So I'm getting it out of the mini set. This is full size in the store, as well as the, this is the Zen Spa collection, the Zen Garden. So the Catherine Pooler inks. I think there was something on my stamp there. There is, I think. Yeah, there is. Huh. I think I noticed it before. That's my first stamp with it. I should have stamped on something else first. Okay. I'm really not going to get bent out of shape over it. I'm actually not going to restamp it because I don't want too much saturation. I want to be able to show the darkness of the layers. So we're going to go with Sauna next, or Catching Rays. I think I'm going to go with Catching Rays next. We'll see how this goes. It's kind of more of a, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. We'll see. Oh, you guys, I didn't change my my stamp. Well, there you go, folks. We're starting over. Just what you wanted anyway, right? So here we go. If I could pay attention and change my stamp. You got to change your stamp. So, woohoo! Here we go. Now we're going to get that saturation, not the saturation, but the the solid image. That's what I'm looking for. That's the So, yep, there we go. 2 boo-boos in a row, and I don't think we were down in the corner. Yeah, we were. Whew, thank goodness we were. Okay, we were in the corner. My ink showed up weird. And there it did it again. Did it do it over here? It did. I have something on my... I'm trying to find it. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. Okay. So next, let's see. We are going to line up the next color, or next stamp, that is. And I'm going to set this on a block so I don't lose it. Maybe I need more coffee. That's what we need. Okay, so where are my stamps? You guys, I'm lost this morning. Here we are. They're under here. Wah! Let's put these back here. So this, now we need to go to A2, which is the next stamp. We're going to line it up. Y'all are going to think I've never done this before. Okay, so when lining these up, the guide tells you where you really need to look. It highlights where to look, okay, to focus. So focusing on that, let's see. My eyes are not always the greatest either in the mornings, so just an FYI. I think I need to go this way. Yep, that's what I need to do. Perhaps, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm looking down here, and we are lined up as best as I can see. The lighting isn't the greatest right here at this spot. I'm going to bring that up and show you how I have that lined up, as you can see. Okay, so lining that up. I'm trying to look all the way around. It doesn't tell me to worry so much about up there as much as it does here and here. That's where I'm really focused. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what we get, right? Making sure that's in the corner. Bring this up. And now we're going to do Catching Rays, which is more orangey yellow. There we go. Now you can see the difference with a different, we might have to stamp it twice to get it more saturated. There it is. How pretty is that, folks? Look at that. Now you can see the detail that you're getting with that. I don't know what the deal is with that little spot, but I'm going to live with it for now. Okay. We'll figure it out. So now we're going to take this one out, set it aside, and we're going to get our third stamp, and that would be A3. And we're going to go with an even darker color. So our guide tells us once again to focus down here and in here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on that. And I'm looking at how, what I'm doing is I'm looking to see how it lays to kind of give me a starting point to line that up so that I can figure out where I'm going with it and if I'm going to the right place. So it takes me just a minute, or a hot minute or two, but I don't think I'm in the right place. I think I need to go this way. Nope. Yep. Yes. I think I'm there. And then I need to come over just a smidgen. That's it. So focused right down here at the bottom. And my stamping might not be 100% perfect, but that's okay. These flowers turned out so pretty anyway. So I'm going to show you here that where I have it, the two spots that I'm focused on. Okay. I was thinking that maybe you need more coffee too. Yeah. And I'm not so, shy to give myself some an immune boost and take a drink of coffee. I did go to bed late last night. Such is life. Okay, now our next dilemma is what darker color do we want to use? And my thoughts were to take this really orangey Sauna and it's a darker color. And why is that stuck? So Sauna is what we're using now. It is much darker. It's a yellow orange color, really beautiful, very saturated color. So now we're going in with that. I moved my nasty. And we're getting a deeper color here. Okay. So pretty. I really am loving the contrast of all of that. And now we're going to go in with I think we're going to go in with a very light brown. So I know we used shea butter and so far we've used shea butter, Catching Rays, and Sauna. So there we go. And I'm thinking Sandcastle maybe for some dark, because they have a brown. They have actually used a brown for these really light shadows. And I think I am going to go in with Sandcastle on this last one and just give it that brownish tone so that it'll really be pretty when we do our center. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now it tells us that where we need to focus is right here and here. And I'm going to move my stamp to kind of be where that is. So I'm focused here and nope, it says up here. I need to focus up here And I need to focus kind of over here and right in here. So it's kind of what we're going to do. Making sure that comes down below. And this goes over here. And sometimes, folks, you have to pull it up to you to kind of look and see where you're at. So I can't really see that far away, so I'm pulling it up to see where this is all gonna land. And some of these layers are harder than others, but I'm looking at it and I'm just kind of feeling like we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it. I feel like it's lined up the way it needs to be. So here we go. Sandcastle. Kind of a lighter brown. And we might have to stamp it twice. We'll see. And I like that. We probably could have. I think I'm going to leave it. No more dark. I like it. I'm thinking maybe we could have brought it down just a smidgen, but I think, I'm looking at it, I don't know that we really got it in the shadows like we should have. Oh, we should have brought it down way more. We're going to leave it. I don't think it looks terrible. I think it looks fine. Okay, so we're going to leave this here. We're going to start our center. And that's what I mean by it's artsy. But that stamp should have come down a whole lot more. And than it did. I'm just feeling that that's maybe, yeah, it should have come down a whole lot more. I should have looked at this instead of just at this, but I'm kind of feeling that that's where it should have come further down. Just a smidgen. I think it hit in the right spot, but just maybe not down far enough. But I think it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. I think it's pretty. Okay, so now we're going to do the center, and I'm going to grab the three. I've got 3 colors for that. And sometimes when you're working with these, it's really, this is A1. It's a learning curve, and it's a learning process. Sometimes you have to do these more than once, and it's okay to be that way. God's flowers are all unique. Yeah. Absolutely. So it's fine. I'll live with it. I'm happy with it. I think it's going to turn out pretty regardless. These flowers are gorgeous. Okay, sandcastle. Right here's first layer, starting light and going darker. So we're going with that. Then we're going to pop in our next A2. Going darker, we're going to go with Over Coffee. And then we have an A3, which is more of a splotchy looking look. And there we go. Now that's lined up. Yep. Those are easier to line up. Some of that, it's usually the last two, or the last two that can sometimes be a little bit more challenging to line up. And if you are afraid of that, leave it the way it is. You don't have to line those up. You don't have to use that last one. You can stick with the first 2 that you come up with, or 3 or whatever. Over Coffee was what I just used. And now we're going into Icing on the Cake with our last one. For our center, sunflower. I'm thinking the recipient of this would have no clue, right? Okay, so I'm lining that up. Plus, I think I'm doing as best as I can with the fact that I am not in the greatest, well, my eyes don't work so great in the mornings either. What are we doing here? We lining that up like that. I'm kind of feeling the same about this one. is that wherever it lands, let's see, we need that darker over towards the edge more, I think. That's where it needs to go. Yes. Okay. Or maybe not. I'm looking at it, folks. Okay. Give me a minute to study it. Kind of look. I think that's it. And now it wants to move off of there, but I think we have it now. Okay. Yep. That's where it's going. That's what we're doing. I think a lot of people are afraid of layering stamps because they're afraid of doing them wrong. And I say, stop that. Don't be afraid. Play with them. Use them. There should be no fear in learning and no fear in any of that. Okay, so now we're going to do leaves. And that, I'm just going to do one single sunflower and some leaves. So we're going to start with our first one, which is C1. And because I feel like we'll have an, you know, we'll have, I think it's just with leaves and everything, I think it's just going to be plenty on our card. Okay, so C1. We're going to go with our lightest color. I've pulled out Sage as the lightest color here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with Sage. So I think maybe, actually, in my opinion, the hardest part is to figure out what colors you want to use. And sometimes that's a process that you have to accept as well. And never fear, folks. I think I have some darker colors picked out to go with that. That Sage turned out a whole lot darker than I expected it to be. When I stamped it, it seemed like it was lighter. Maybe it'll lighten up some. Sometimes these lighten up after they kind of saturate into your paper. And then we have Eucalyptus for the second one. And then I think we could go with, I don't know. What do you think? Give me a minute here. I know we want to use Eucalyptus, but maybe we need a darker green. Maybe we need spruce, or I don't know. Thinking maybe we need some spruce. That did not turn out as dark as I thought it would, but we're gonna give it a whirl. I'm gonna go with what I was planning on doing. I'm gonna go with Martini next. It's kind of where I was thinking. It looks like it's lighter, but it's different green, so we might get something different. So we're just gonna follow. Okay, so number 2. This doesn't look as intimidating, folks. These leaves look pretty easy. So we're gonna line this one up. And the one thing I would say about this is that you can see the stem inside of there. Where to line that up, I'll show you here in a second. And my guide is telling me, yeah, that really it's there's nothing really to focus on. There's no emphasis other than you're just going to go make sure you're around the edges lined up and looking good. I'll show you that. You see that? You can see the stem peeking through there. That's really, and the edges are really what I'm focused on too. So next is Martini. What did we get in there? Ugh, that's a little scary. Okay, Martini, here we come. I don't drink martinis, but maybe that's what I need. Relax. Oh, that's pretty. I think that's going to be pretty. Oh, yes. Okay, so next we're going to go with Eucalyptus. And I should have grabbed a big block for all those. Let's see, our last stamp. We're just going to add some darker spots here on that. It's really pretty. I don't know how we got yellow there, but we did. Maybe it was that coffee. Where are we with all of this? We're gonna, yeah, pretty easy to line up. Yes, very easy to line up. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Eucalyptus. Make sure we're perfect. And there we are. We might have to stamp that twice to get it darker, but nope. Nope. Beautiful. Love it. Very beautiful. Okay, I'll show you what we have so far. That's what we have so far. It's really pretty. Okay. Hey, I'm going to grab a... I may have a crash here, folks. Hold your ears. I'm putting all my stamps on a block so I can just clean them all at once. That's one reason. The other reason is I don't want to lose them. So just keeping track of them. Even though they're not teensy weensy, it can happen. Clear stamps are hard to find on any floor, period. So, all right. So, one of the things that I had in the back of my mind was to do some splattering. I thought that that might be really pretty. Let me set this here. And I don't know, I might do some, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing some splattering. Maybe a very light gold would be really pretty, although it might get lost on there. I think what we'll do is, I know I definitely want some on my background for sure. I think I do want it on all of it for sure. So we're going to set this in a box and we're just going to kind of, I'm trying to decide if I want it on my flower or not. So I'm going to put it together first and then we'll see. All right, let's die cut this. So this is a Stamp and Die bundle. There it is. And just want to show you that there's also another small leaf set in here as well, and several small leaves. I'm trying to think, you know, we might do those to kind of fill it up, but we don't have to decide that right at this very moment. And guess what, folks? Guess what I did? I was thinking there was a die for that, but it actually needed to go inside of here. So I'm going to fussy cut it. I'm telling you, I don't have enough coffee today. Woo, if I'd have followed instructions. So you just stamp that right down inside of that flower. Wow. on a Mac. So, 2 suggestions when you actually do this yourself is that you A, follow instructions, and B, number 2, be fully caffeinated. So, I think I have it now. There we go. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So those are my suggestions for you. I meant to do that. I wanted my center to pop up. Y'all, I don't know what the big deal is, right? I meant to do that. Actually, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking there was a die for it so that I could actually pop it up in the center, which is what we're going to do. So it was meant to be that way, right? Okay. Some of you people are going to watch me and you're just going to shake your head, and other people are going to be like, I'm not as bad as I thought. Just go watch an episode of Donna Mac and you'll feel way better about yourself. Okay. We can actually fit both of these on here if I trim this a little. Right? Like, we all have those moments. I need to give myself a little bit more grace. Yes, I can. I'm just seeing. Bring that one more. Yeah, and you can pop. I can do whatever I want. It's my card, right? But technically, it was created to be stamped directly in there. So that's just an FYI when you do it. And now I am going to really quick fussy cut the center. And I am going to fussy cut it as close as I can. And I'm bringing it over to the light so that I can see it a little better. So this early morning stuff, guys, like I said, my eyes just take so much time to adjust to the day. And the older I get, the more it is that way, I feel. Does anybody else have that issue in the mornings? Or is it just me? I've kind of been that way for a while. Aw, you're so sweet, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you for loving the realness of me. I appreciate it. I do. You know, I feel like there are enough videos out there of people who are perfect and get it perfect every time, that's not the reality of crafting. I just want to be me. I don't want to try to pretend to be anybody else but me, because God made me who I am. So, with a little shaping from society too. So, okay, I fussy cut that. And I cut it as close to the edge as possible so we would. So now I know exactly where that goes. See, you folks. Oh, that's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. Yeah, I'm going to pop that up for sure. But those colors are really pretty, and they'll look really nice on our background. I think we might stamp 2 more of these small ones. They're just a straight stamp. And I'll do this one, and we'll do this one. I'm going to do them in a dark and a light to kind of contrast with that. And then we'll die cut them. So, and I am thinking that the leaves for sure need to have some of that gold splattered on them. So, and I think that's what we'll do. I tore this right off of here. This is supposed to help me lift. Okay, dies need to be in a sacred place. We're setting them in a sacred place. Okay, paper, more paper. Where did I put you, paper? I had you. Put you right there. Okay. So grab some scrap paper. I'm gonna set this down in here where it's straight. And let's see. We'll do sage, and we'll do. I really liked that Martini. That's really pretty, but I kind of feel like we don't have a lot of the dark and the light, so we're gonna go with sage and eucalyptus. So I'm gonna separate them so that I can ink them up. Bring this here. I'll show you what I'm doing. So there we go. So I'm going to do sage on this one. It's kind of a grayish green, kind of like my shirt. And then the eucalyptus is a really dark, saturated color. Okay. You might have to stamp twice since it's the first time we're using these stamps. And I get that sage up there again. There it is. Pretty, very pretty. Okay, we'll die cut these real quick. Look at that. Let's take those off and put them on that block. There we go. Ooh, inky fingers. Wow. Now we're done with that. And what do I do with those dies? There they are. 1 and 2. Okay. I left my tape on there. Put that die back on there. Put that die back on there. And tape these down. Let's see. Just you. Be you, because I love you. Oh, that's sweet. Yes, he did. Billy Joel did sing a song about that. Thank you, Sharon. You're so encouraging. All right. Let's do that. And line this one up. I'm trying to see where I am. I think I have it. I'll look at it here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. All right. Perfection is overrated. You should write a book of Donna isms. Perfection is overrated. All right. Dear God, What have I done? Okay, it's still there. Whew, I thought I lost my dies that I worked so hard on. Okay. And voila. That's pretty. I like those. I really do. Okay, putting that away. Let's get these. Now we can put our card together here. I am going to splash up some stuff. I should call that, let's get the V8 out. Right? Let's have a V8 splash. Let's get these. All right. And I am going to put this back in the. I also want to point out that you can stamp directly on your project, and you have these stencils that you can work with to mask. For example, if you stamped your daisy or your sunflower, if you stamped it direct, you could actually use this to mask it, so that you can stamp another flower to make it look like it's behind and in front and that sort of thing. So that's a nice thing that they've included these, but you can also ink things up with your daisy as well, and then kind of stamp, and you can have a simple, simple floral or whatever. But yeah, they've included there's a mask stencil in here as well. So there's that. And I was going to put this away. So now all my pieces are securely here. I am going to take my leaves for sure, and I am going to, excuse the box here, we're just going to ink up or splash up this background, and I might put some more dark blue in there. Sorry folks, I'm thinking I want some more dark blue in there, and I'm gonna try these bubbles. Yeah, I'll use the same things. I want some more dark in there, and I think I'm just gonna, where'd my stuff go? There it is. I'm going to take some of this Suede Shoes and get me some darker spots. I just want darker places. Kind of impressionist looking. I just feel like it needs to be darker, more dramatic, in my opinion. I wanted to fill it up a little bit more. Okay. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. All right. Now we'll splatter on it. We'll really get it looking artsy. So we're going to put this in our box. Oh, gravy. What is that? I have no idea what that is. There's black. Is that on the bottom of my box? Oh, good Lord. Yep, crafting with Donna. That's what we're doing. Okay. So we're going to take our little pod out. Oh, John, you're the one that said something about Billy Joel. Okay, I'm with you. I think I want to go with this really, I think I want the reddish gold or the blue gold. Let's go blue gold. I just want something a little more dramatic gold in there on that background to kind of tie in our flower. We'll also pop it on the leaves. I'll put those in a minute. So we gotta put some water in our pod to get it good and ready to be splashed. I'm gonna take my okay, where is my splatter brush? Oh man, you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay. Take my splatter brush. And I am going to pick that up. And I'm going to start to splatter. I don't know what that was. You guys, I have stuff everywhere that I'm not sure where it came from. So it's sparkly. It's pretty. Oh, am I getting it on my screen? I hope not. That's what this is for, is to protect my... It's supposed to be down in the box to protect the iPad. Not sure it's doing that. I want more dramatic splotches there. I think we're getting that now. I think we got it. It's pretty. I like that. Okay. Set that back there. We're going to put some splatter on our leaves. Come on. Maybe I need some more water. Picking up some more. Being really gentle with tapping. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. Hoping that I don't get that all over my screen. I'm having trouble picking that up. That's really pretty. I like that. You can see that. That's pretty. Okay, we're going to put these two in here. And come on. Can't seem to get it on that one leaf. Do you ever have that issue where you're just splattering everywhere but where you want? So I'm going to use the box. Let it go. Sometimes we just got to let it go. Let it be. Okay. Get these puppies out. I don't want to smudge them while they dry. They usually dry fairly quickly. All right. I'm going to go with no for the flower. And get the center on here. Get some tape, foam tape. And let's see what we have here. And that turned out really pretty. I like how that pops and has dimension on it. I like it. Okay. I think I like that better than having a flat flower, flat center. Okay. Here is our background. And I can set that in there. I do want to pop this up. kind of thinking about how I want to lay this. Maybe. Oh, we forgot the background. Where'd it go? There it is. Got a really pretty soft edge. And maybe some flowers here. That's pretty. You may have to pop those up. I want those up above the frame. So, yeah. And then our sentiment can go right here. I like that. All right. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I have a thought though. I'm going to go ahead and put my background down. That was my thought. And I'm going to use these foam strips for my frame. Okay. So I'm going to leave that kind of in the way I want it, with these two down here, kind of like so, tucked under. And let's get this built up.